Okay, so let's continue our work on the inventory. In the previous video, we are now able to pick up the rifle and we can store the data about that rifle, that which rifle we picked, if it is the shotgun, handgun, or whatever rifle it is. Now in this video, we will type the code for drawing that rifle on specific buttons. For example, if we pick up the handgun and then if we press the one button, okay, of the numeric keypad or the numbers on the top of the keyboard, then on 1 we will draw the handgun, on 2 we will draw the shotgun, on 3 we will draw the Uzi, and then on the 4 we will draw the bazooka. So for that, right here, first of all, let's add the update function. Then we will say that if input dot get button down, and that button is the one button, then what we want to do, we want to draw the handgun. But first of all, we want to check that if the player picked up the handgun from the weapon shop or not, because if we don't have the weapon, then this one button will not work. For drawing the handgun, the player should have the weapon 1 picked up. So we will say that if weapon 1 dot, or actually is weapon 1 picked, equals to true. Okay, if that is equals to true, then we will allow the player to draw this rifle. And as you know, right here on the pickup item, we set this weapon 1 picked up to true whenever the player picks up the handgun. Okay, so now if the is weapon 1 is picked and also the one button is pressed, then what we want to do, we will say that is weapon 1 active equals to true, because if the player draws the weapon 1, then we will set that weapon to active. Okay, we will active that, so we will make that 2, and all of the other weapons will be set to false. So let's do it for the weapon 3 and weapon 4. Now after this if condition, we will add a else if, and in here let me copy this line from up there and paste it down below. Now we will say that if the 2 button is pressed and this time the weapon 2 picked up is equals to true. Okay, it means that if the player picked up the shotgun and then if the player pressed the second button, then what we want to do, we want to make the shotgun active. Okay, because if the player pressed the 2 button, then we want to enable the shotgun in the player hand. Okay, for now we are not enabling it in the hand, but we are actually making this a weapon is weapon 1 active equals to true, because by using this bool we will then show that rifle in the player hand. Okay, so for now, for the shotgun we will make the weapon 1 false, and this time we will make the weapon 2 true. Now let's copy this whole else if condition and then paste it down below. Let's change this button to 3 and also is weapon 3 picked, and if that is the case, then we will make weapon 3 this time true. Now let's paste this else if block again and this time change this to 4, and then is weapon 4 picked. If that is the case, then we will make all of the other 3 false and the last one true. So once you have completed this, now let's get down to the is rifle active function. Right here, in here we will say that if the is weapon 1 is now active, then what we want to do, as I told you, if the player draws the handguns, then we want to show the handgun in the player hands, and also we will enable the handgun script so that the player will play the handgun animations, and also the handgun things, for example the number of ammo, the number of magazines, and the fire rate, etc, etc. Okay, so first of all we want to show the handguns in the player hand when the player draws it. So we will say that handgun 1. Okay, this reference to our handgun which is inside the player hand. So we will say that handgun 1 dot set active, and let's set it to true. So we will enable the handgun 1. We have the other handgun in the player other hand, so we will say handgun 2 dot set active, and let's set this to true as well. Then we want the shotgun, the Uzi, and the bazooka to be false when the player is holding the handguns. So we will say shotgun dot set active, and let's set this to false. And you guys will be thinking that why we are making them false is because that, for example, if we picks up picks out the shotgun and then if we change to handgun, then the shotgun will be still be active. So whenever we get back to the handguns, we want the shotgun and all of the other rifles to be false as well. Okay, now after the shotgun it is the Uzi, so we will see Uzi dot set active, and let's set it to false. Then we use it to, so let set this to false. Then we have the bazooka, so let's set it to false as well. So now it will only show the handgun in the player hands. So now after showing the handgun in the player hands, now we need to enable the script for that as well. So when the handgun script is activated, we want all of the other script to be disabled. Okay, because I gave you an example that, for example, if we draw the shotgun first, okay, and then we switch to the handgun, then the shotgun script and the shotgun itself will be still be enabled. But right here, as you can see, we disable the shotgun, and now we want to disable the shotgun script as well because we only want the handgun scripts. So for that, let's go ahead and first of all disable the scripts one by one. So right here in the references we have the player script at the top, so let's disable that as well. So we will say player script dot get component. The component will be the player script, and what we want to do with this script, we want to disable it, so we'll say dot enabled equals to false. Then if we check out the references, we have the shotgun, then handgun, and then Uzi, then bazooka. So one by one we will disable the shotgun, we will enable the handgun and disable the Uzi and the bazooka as well. So let's do it right here one by one. The next one is the shotgun, so we will say shotgun script. Okay, shotgun script dot get component. The component is the shotgun script. Okay, so its name is shotgun, and then we will say dot enabled equals to false. If I show you the script name right here, it is shotgun. Okay, after the shotgun, now we want to enable the handgun, so we will say handgun 1 script dot get component. We want to get the handgun script, then we will say dot enabled equals to true. Let's do the same for the other handgun script, which is by the name of handgun 2, and its name is handgun 2, and let's enable that like this. Then we want both of the UZ script to be disabled and also the bazooka script as well. So now we will show the handgun in the player hands, and then we will enable that handgun script right here, as you can see. So now after the handgun we have the shotgun. So for the shotgun we can just simply copy this if condition, paste it down below, and change this to now else if, and else if the is weapon 2 this time is set to active, so it means that if the player draws the shotgun now, then what we will do, let's set the handgun to false because we don't want to show the handgun. Now we want to show the shotgun, so we'll make the shotgun true, so it will be then show in the player hands. And right here let's make this handgun script to false, and let's make the shotgun script to true. After the shotgun we have the UZ, so let's copy this, paste it down below and change this to is weapon 3 active. And if that is the case, then all of the other things will be false and just the UZs will be set to true. So let's set them to true. Also let's set the shotgun script to false, and then the UZ script will be set to true, and also right here as well. Now after the UZ we have the bazooka, so copy that, paste it down below, change this to is weapon 4 active. Let's set this to false and the other one as well, and this time make the bazooka true. And for the scripts, let's disable the UZ script and enable the bazooka script right here. And that is it. We have the function ready. Now right here, whenever we picks up any rifle by the buttons, we want to call this function. So for example, if we press the 1 button, as you know that we want to make the weapon 1 active, and right here in the function we say that if the weapon 1 is equals to true, then we want to show the handgun, and right here we make the is weapon 2 active to true. Then when that is set to true, then it means that it is the shotgun, and then the same for the UZ and the bazooka as well. Okay, so now in every if and else if condition we will call this function. So right here we will say that is rifle active right here as well, then in here, and right here at the end as well. And that is it for this. We can now just save the script and test it out. But if we see the function name, it is rifles, okay, not rifle. So let's add a s right there as well in the main function name. Okay, it is rifles active. Now get back to Unity. Now let's click on inventory canvas, and let's add all of the references which are remaining. So the first reference is to the player script. We will drag and drop the player script, then to the shotgun script, so we will drag and drop the shotgun, then the handgun 1, handgun 2 script, then the UZ1 and the UZ2 script. After that we need a reference to the bazooka script, and then to the inventory panel. So if we open this up, here is the inventory panel. So click on inventory canvas and drag and drop this panel right there. Okay, that is it. Make sure that you add the inventory panel, okay, not the inventory canvas, or else your inventory will be not working. So for now let me disable the inventory panel. Now if we play the game, you will notice that it is showing us this error. It shows that the buttons are not set up, and this is because to this code, because right here instead of the get button down we need to type get key down, and similar to the other ones as well. So make sure that you change this to get key down from get button down, and once you do that, save it, get back to Unity again, and let's play the game. And if we click on the inventory canvas, now as you can see none of the rifles are picked up. Okay, now if we try to walk towards the handgun, now let's try to pick up the handgun. Okay, it is showing this that the inventory reference is not set. I don't know why we have set it this in the previous videos. So let me select all of the rifles, and actually this was the references which we forgot to add it. Okay, so make sure that you select all of the rifles, okay, this weapons which is inside this weapon shop, and then you drag and drop the inventory canvas, because on the inventory canvas we have this script. Because if you see the pickup item right here, we have added the reference to the inventory, and then by using the inventory we were showing the specific weapon in the inventory, and also we are setting the is weapon 1 picked to true and the other one as well. Okay, so make sure that you add this reference as well, and I hope so this time we will not have forgotten any references. Okay, now let me click on inventory canvas and let's work toward the handgun. Let's pick it up, and as you can see now it shows that is weapon 1 picked is equals to true. Okay, it is set to true. Now let's enable the inventory, and as you can see now in the inventory we have the handgun right here, as you can see. Now let me disable the inventory. Let's get right here. Okay, let's try to take out the handgun. Okay, and then you will notice that is weapon 1 active will be set to true, and it will be inside the player hand. As you can see now there are the handgun, but it didn't play the animations because we didn't add a code for that, but we will do that in the upcoming videos. Don't worry about that. For now, as you notice that the player is not playing the animations because we didn't assign the animator for now. Okay, let's pick up the shotgun, and you will notice that his weapon 2 picked is now equals to true as well. And if we check out the inventory, here is the shotgun now inside our inventory. Okay, and now if we try to pick out the inventory, the shotgun from the inventory, now as you can see it is inside the player hand, and the shotgun is now active, and as you can see now right here the handgun is being disabled. Okay, now let's pick up the UZ. We can't pick up the UZ because it shows right here in the console you are broke because the player money has been finished. So we just only buy these two rifles which you can see in the inventory right here. So now this means that our inventory is working perfectly fine. Now we have two things which are remaining. The first one is showing this inventory by some button, for example the tab button, and the next one is playing that specific animations according to the weapons. Okay, and we will do that by using the script. So don't worry about that, and see you guys in the next one.